This is how to become a profitable trader. So if you have been losing back to back to back, let's say for years, you have been losing back to back to back to back to back to back in this financial market, like let's say crypto, forex, stock market, and deep down within you that after sending out those screenshots of 100%, 200%, 50% win, that you ended up losing, that you have not been profitable for years. This video is for you. Okay, so make sure you watch this video to the end. I'll try as much as possible to make it as short as I can, so that it's not going to be bulky and all that. Okay, so make sure you stick and watch this video to the end, and smash the like button, subscribe to this channel, turn on post notifications. Now let's dive in. So first of all, you need to understand one reality, right? Nobody wakes up and becomes a profitable trader. Trust me, no matter how easy they want to make it sound, I mean to say, it is extremely hard. According to my friend Johnny, it is not hard, it is very difficult. Yup, it is very, very difficult to become a profitable trader. The reason is this: you are trying to compete, you are trying to win against top AIs, top bots, super intelligent humans, a group of company, banks. Like, you are, my god, you are in a competition with the elite of the elite. Then you think you're going to come in as a mediocre and win them. You think you're going to be a novice and win them. You see, it's not going to happen that way. It's not going to happen like that. Okay, in as much as you believe in miracles, you cannot miraculously do that. Let me even tell you something in case you don't know. Let's say you buy a shit coin, for instance. For those of you into crypto, you buy a shit coin, or with let's say $10, $20, it pumps up to $1 million. The chances that if you keep that same $1 million in crypto, the chances are 99.9% that you're going to lose all that money back to crypto. I tell you, Allah wallahi. Ask any other OG, go and check other people it's happened to. I tell you. Okay, do you know why? Because you are lucky with one, but 99% of the time you'll not be lucky. You'll no longer be lucky. Nobody is lucky 100 every day. Nobody. And in crypto, it is easier to be unlucky and faster to be unlucky than to be lucky. Okay, so yup. So now these are some of the things you need to do to keep you in check. These are some of the things you need to do to push you up to the point that you then know that trading can become your full-time job, and you can do it till like 80 years, 90 years. So far your brain cells are still intact, you keep doing trading, and you'll be profitable. Let's say you start having a win rate of 60, 70, 80%, but for you to get to that point, these are some of the things you need to do, right? Number one, I always recommend fundamental analysis. You see something there? You cannot come into a market that you don't understand the fundamentals and you want to make money. You see, let me give you a gist. I know technical analysis. Like, I'm a professional, an epic professional. Like, some of you watching this video have made a whole lot of money from me off my knowledge, and I don't even know you have made that amount of money, because you people don't always say, I made this money. Only when we hit losses, you then be like, this you made me lose this. But bro, you've been making money off me since. So anyways, so I always say you need to understand the concept of what you're getting yourself into. Now, let me give you an example, right? A lot of you don't understand the concept of Bitcoin. Now, how will you know that this is where we are going to? Because trust me, it is the fundamentals of Bitcoin that has gotten Bitcoin to where it is today. You need to understand what you are getting yourself into, because if you don't understand what you are getting yourself into, you will end up being used in this market as what we call liquidity. You end up as a liquidity. We are going to take you out. Boom! Headshot. Boom! You are out. Headshot in the context of we're taking you out. So you don't misunderstand me. And taking you out means we are taking your money from your trading account legally by winning you on the trade or on trades. Okay? So you need to understand the fundamental. Now let me give you an example. Let me just drop a little bit fundamental in this video. So one of the fundamentals of Bitcoin is, the reason why, if you trace the reason why Bitcoin was created, you will trace it back to the history of money and the different eras of money, and you understand why Bitcoin was created. Let's say, for instance, in Bitcoin's case, Bitcoin was created because there was a time in the history of or in the evolution of money where $1 to be printed, if I'm not mistaken, I think if I cannot remember, but okay, let me not call any amount, but a particular amount of gold, ounce of gold, has to be in the treasury or wherever to back it up. So let's say you see $1 on the street, right? Like you see $1 outside on the street, just know that there's an amount of gold backing it up. But at one point in time, a US president scrapped out that, and that was that era was what we call the gold standard era. So you can do that research, the gold standard era. So that president came and scrapped it out. Now, the only thing that is backing up any money you see right now on the street is word of mouth, what the government say, which some people saw it as too risky, too somehow, and those people came together, or that person decided to develop what we call Bitcoin today. And we are that big group of people, or that individual, because he's unknown, but he's referred to as Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, if you don't understand this fundamental, right, you will get it all mixed up. Now, the question here is now, okay, can Bitcoin, since it's the word of government that actually backs up fiat, right? Now, will the government really allow Bitcoin to then take over? Will they? You see, because so you should answer that. Will they? Because the government, they are benefiting from fiat, right? And if they're benefiting from something, will they allow another thing that probably they don't have the control over to take over? Will they? If the answer is yes, it's left for you. If the answer is no, it's left for you, right? But you need to understand these fundamentals. Then when you understand these fundamentals, you then understand that is there a limit Bitcoin can get to and it will not surpass there? You see all of this stuff, right? So you need to understand the fundamentals. So these are the first things that will make you a profitable trader or a profitable individual. Like I said, I know technical analysis so much, but I don't really trade forex, stock, and all that, because I know how to analyze them technically. But why I don't really trade them is because of I have not yet invested time in trying to understand the fundamentals the way I did in crypto. And anytime I decide to invest time to understand the fundamentals, then I can go into it because I already know technical analysis. I can always analyze anything on a candle. And that leads me to my second recommendation, which is learn technical analysis. Please, I beg of you, invest all your strength, energy, resources into learning technical analysis. Some mumu, let me put it that way, some mumu will tell you that its fundamentals surpasses technical analysis. You understand? Excuse me. Because if you read the history, that's what I tell you, that's what I say, fundamentals are important. If you have understood the fundamentals of trading, fundamentals of what you are getting yourself into, you realize that technical analysis is also a big fundamental. Yes, because if you go and read about the history of candlesticks, there was a reason why candlesticks was created, to help users track price of an asset, timing, the time, and all that. So go and read about the history of candlestick. When you then read about the history of candlestick, you then link it up to the history of technical analysis. And all these are fundamentals, by the way. You then link it up to the history of technical analysis. You then realize that, after the creation of candle, some people started watching the candle, and they then said, when it does like this, it is called head and shoulder. It means that the market wants to dump. When it does like this, it is called inverted head and shoulder. It means that the market wants to pump. or that asset wants to pump. You feel me? So all of these are still fundamentals, but giving separate names, and all of them work epically. But some people, they will come and be saying crap because of what they don't understand the fundamentals first of all, and their level of understanding is a little bit, somehow shaky. so so you get that, right? You get that. So you need to understand these stuff, right? Then when you understand technical analysis, you understand fundamental analysis in this context, right? The next thing you should work on now is your emotions, right? You need to be able to master your emotions, and mastering your emotions only comes from somewhere, which is discipline. So you need to make sure you discipline yourself enough and master your emotions. And if you can discipline yourself enough and master your emotions, trust me, boom, 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 you shall become profitable. Then after all of this stuff, then why not profitability? Okay, if you found this video helpful, you learned something in this video, drop a comment in the comment section, smash the like button, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to turn on post notifications. See you in the next video. Bye.